Ladies and gentlemen, Cage Talk, welcome back to another episode. Today, I have the BKFC Women's Champion, Christine Ferea. How you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
And she's driving. Look at that. It's a badass. A badass who does the interview driving. That's how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Just driving back from the BKFC fights last night. Went out there to go promote the Cyborg fight and try to get her to really lock her in. So I'm just gonna keep running my mouth, and then I want to go see the BKFC fights.
Okay, cool. And I have had several BKFC fighters on the channel as well. I mean, I had Chris Lytle, which was really again, he does commentating for you guys and stuff, and a great fighter. And I had a couple of your people you fought before too. We had Britton Hart on here, and
Awesome.
we'll talk a little bit about her, obviously. And another one I had was Jenny Savage, which you guys haven't fought yet, but don't think it would be good for her. Just saying. Just saying. The matchup would not look pretty. But let's talk. Let's talk about growing up. How'd you get into? Like I said, a lot of people don't know, but you did multi was your first martial art, correct?
Right, yeah. So I started off in Muay Thai and then went undefeated there, and then I couldn't find a lot of fights here in the States, and at the time I didn't have a lot of sponsors and money to be traveling to Thailand. I didn't know. I've never been to Thailand. I don't know how that works out there. So I just went into MMA, found more fights in MMA. I prefer, stand up. So I don't like the option of taking me down or any of that. So started a little boxing and then got into BKFC.
Yeah, definitely. Now when you were doing, like you said, you did multi for a while. You had a 13-0 amateur record, and then professionally you went 1-0. What did you like the most about that that art, that discipline?
There is a lot of things I love. I love the humbleness, the respect, how gritty it is, how hard it is to do. It's very destructive, very painful. So it's very challenging.
Okay.
And mixing up, the elbows, the knees, the kicks, the front kicks, all that. There's so many weapons to use that you got to be pretty sharp and smart.
Definitely.
So I like that kind of have that kind of athleticism and having to work my mind that much. It's called the art of 8 limbs. So you have 8 weapons able to attack you. So
cool. I mean, that's rough. I mean, like I said, it's not too big in the States, which I think it should be.
yeah.
It's a beautiful sport, and if you guys want to see knockouts, you want to see vicious stuff, I mean, that's the thing to do. And don't get me wrong,
Absolutely.
you got, BKFC is right up there now, and it's
Oh
taken,
yeah.
it's taken off completely. You
Yeah.
started your first fight in BKFC was against was it Jennifer Tate, right? I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. You do your homework. I like that.
Of course, you can't go too blind into stuff. It's
Yeah, they do.
yeah. I mean, most of them do. Hopefully, when we're done with this, you'll be like, you know what, that kid was actually pretty sharp. He's in his garage right now in
Yeah.
Texas, and I'm freezing my ass off, but he did his job.
Oh, right on.
So, how'd you get into BKFC? Was it sponsorship? Was there how'd you actually get into the company?
I was in a boxing gym at the time, and
Yeah.
they had called. They shot me a message on, I think, Facebook. Asked me to come fight Bare Knuckle. Would you like to fight Bare Knuckle? I was like, hell no. Why would I do that? I thought it was an underground. I thought it was like underground fighting, and I just wasn't interested in that. I wanted to be I wanted to be a pro fighter, pro athlete, legal, all that stuff. So I wasn't I know on the underground stuff, you're not getting insurance if, say, you break your hand or some bullshit happens. So I
Yeah.
was like, no, I'm good. And and I didn't even ask any questions. I just said no. And
Mhm.
then I saw Beck Rollins fight, and then I was like, oh, this is legit. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
this is sanctioned. This is commissioned. This is legal. Let's do it.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. And when it first started, no one knew exactly how far it was going to go, if it was going to even blow up at the time too. Like so, it was, I know
Right.
there was very limited fighters when they were fighting and stuff like that. But I mean, it finally kind of got its. I think it got its reins going and started picking up, and I think now you see a lot of respectable fighters there, and there's so many. Uh, different styles of fighting too. Just
Yeah.
I know it's stand up, but everyone has its own unique stand up, and I think it's really really cool.
Right.
I think it's interesting how you brought such an aggressive style. Like yes, bare knuckle is crazy as fuck, and I mean it's the most grittiest thing out there, but you just brought some more. I guess I don't know. I get just more grit to it, just the way your style.
Yeah.
Some people are just go out there, trying to, play pretty much box, nice and easy. You're in there to get a job done and get out, and that's what I love about you. I
Yeah.
think that's what a lot of these
Thank
fighters
you.
and these the fans love. And you're almost, you're similar to a Chris Cyborg for the MMA community compared to like
Right.
bare knuckle, and that's cool. Um,
Thank you.
let's talk about you said you saw Beck Rollins and you fought her twice. You fought her twice. You
Yeah.
fought Grin Hart twice. You fought Taylor Starling. All these females, that they put in your way, and you kind of wiped up the floor with them pretty much.
Yeah.
Who was your toughest challenge? If that's a good question.
You know, the first fight for me, I think she probably, I mean, Beck is probably the trickiest and the smartest fighter that I
Okay.
fought. She has great counters,
Hmm.
and I don't know if people recognize that. I didn't realize how good of a counter fighter she was until I fought her. I honestly thought she was going to come forward and be more aggressive, but
Hmm.
I had to be really smart with
Got
that girl. So I think Beck today, and the toughest. She's the toughest in Britain Hart. Her and Britain Hart were the toughest damn girls
Hmm.
to date.
Yeah, definitely.
They just took so much damage and kept coming. So I I got to give that respect to them for that.
Definitely. What's the difference between going in your mindset? Is there like an advantage of already going into the second fight with a person you already beat? So saying like, or is it a little bit more, you're more alert and waiting for a reaction.
Yeah.
They're ready,
Oh yeah.
because they're already seeing you ready.
Yeah, it's familiar. It's
Mhm.
kind of like when you spar someone for the first time. It's just like it's really feels really uneasy. But
Mhm.
when you keep sparring them, you get a little bit more and more comfortable. Same thing with the bed thing. Just every rematch I've had, I've won
Yep.
in my whole career. Yeah.
Nice. Now let's you said about promoting, Chris Cyborg fight and you want to have that fight. Now, Chris Cyborg, on the other hand, I mean, she went to professional boxing. I mean, she won her recent match, knocked the girl out in the first round. Uh,
I was ringside.
yep. She,
I watched the girl face plant.
now you see her bounce from, she's again a Grand Slam champion from all the organizations she's been.
Oh
She's
yeah.
won, she's won a championship. Um, what do you like most about her? What intrigues you the most about her?
Everything.
Right.
I'm a fan. I was a fan of Cyborgs.
Mhm.
I'm still a fan. I can't deny that. Like when I was at her fight, I was sitting there. I'm like, okay, I want her to win because I love Cyborg, but at the same
Uh-huh.
time, like I'm here. I want that smoke.
Mhm.
Um, I just her aggression, her tenacity, her athleticism. her commitment, her dedication, you know, even through everybody that didn't want her to fight, you know, promoters, to fans, and she gets messed with on all angles, you know, just because of the way she looks or whatever. I mean, I just love how she keeps pushing and she overcomes. You know, I love the fighter she is, dude. And it's like, if I could fight her and test myself against someone that great, that would be a dream come true for me.
And see, and that's something I take like with a lot of respect is a fighter like yourself that wants to test your abilities with someone like Cyborg. A lot of people won't. You know, a lot of people. Again, I don't want to. Let's just kind of put it out there, like a Kayla Anderson. You know, you had her. You know, she whatever the situation was, they had a situation where they could have, you know, battle it out right there. You know, PFL that bought out Bellator. I mean, it worked out. All of a sudden, now she leaves the UFC. I don't mean I'm not making any excuses for her. I'm not saying this or that, but I mean, it sucks when you want the best of the best to fight. You know,
Right.
and I believe that yeah, we want to see like a Chris Cyborg versus Amanda Nunes too. You know, everybody wants to see that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
We want
I wanted to see that.
but I don't, and that's
Yeah.
a superior matchup. Yes, that's a fight that is really really good, but I don't think your fight against her in the BKFC is that far off either. I think it's right up there with one of like the greatest, like a great matchup with fighters. I mean, you rule right now. You rule the championship right now for BKFC. Like, why not? You know.
Yeah.
So I think that would be, like I said, a dream come true matchup.
From some people.
What's up?
Right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Can you
yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, I can
I'm
hear.
breaking up.
Yeah, just a little bit. Are you in the mountains?
No, it's just sorry. Hi, I am out in the.
Oh God, you're nowhere.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did have 5G. That's why I was like, yeah, this is gonna be great because I have 5G, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's getting a little deep out here
Yeah, when you're out there,
in the nowhere
damn,
land.
you got gas, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, but I think that the a fight with me and Chris Cyborg is super intriguing because everybody sees me very aggressive. I'm dominating, um, you know, dominating the hell out of girls, and I walk around. You know, when I'm preparing for my fights, I'm confident. I bring all this smoke, and so I think a lot of people will be like, "Damn, how's she gonna handle that?" I'm wondering. I'm like, "Damn, how am I gonna be in that fight?"
yeah.
Like against someone, of her size and her cut. I don't have that big of a cut, but I sit at 145, 148, 150, so it's not, if we meet at 145, it's my fight weight.
Yeah.
And I would not mind not cutting.
Yeah.
I get a lot of my power taken. So from that 125 cut. So I think that it's a super intriguing fight, and I think it's going to be a great fight.
Yep.
And I think it'll go down as one of the greatest. I would hope, one of the greatest fights ever for women.
Yep.
That's what I could hope, and that's what I'm going to train for. That's what I'm going to manifest. That's what I'm going to generate.
Okay.
So I'm willing to do it. People know I work hard. People know I commit. People know that if I say something, I'm going to do my best to do it. So give me the shot. Let me, everybody, I want everybody to push this fight. We got to push the fight, because the more we push this fight, the more attention we get from Cyborg, the more attention we get from my promoters and her promoters. The bigger it is, the better. That's the only way they're going to put this shit on.
Yeah, definitely. How's it so far with like actually promoting it? Is there any like noise from her side? Has she talked to you?
I mean, she answered and said, she's down to do it. And she's answering people people are sending me screenshots of her saying that she's going to do the fight. So, I mean, why would she say that? I mean, she's just, putting it out there. I don't think she's the type to do that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
I
think
feel
she
like
would just say it.
she's the type, if she says something, she's going to do it. Not like a Kayla Harrison that just opened up her fucking mouth and
Yeah.
didn't fight Cyborg. She wanted to disrespect Cyborg, but she didn't want to face that, which
Yeah.
I can't stand that girl
Mhm.
because she did that. Like, you're going to call her out, call her a bitch, I think, too.
Mhm.
You think you're, or yeah, she said, you think you're a bad bitch,
Yeah, and then leaves.
and didn't let Cyborg get that get back.
Mhm.
That's just a coward to me. That's a coward.
Mhm.
So whatever. I don't think Cyborg's that way. And
Yeah.
in it, she posted me on Instagram and Facebook and everything. So why would she do that? I mean, she has some kind of interest in it.
Yeah.
So we just got to keep pushing it. And I'm not having a problem. People want to see it. At least people on my side do.
I do.
And yeah. See, so I know. I think the promotion wants to see it. I think the BKFC fans want to see it. I think her fans want to see it. Why not?
I
We just
know
gotta
that
keep.
I know that she said I think she has one more fight in her and she's done. But I don't know if it's one more MMA fight and she's done. Doesn't I don't know if she's gonna continue with the boxing. I mean, like I said, she could technically go into BKFC as well and still fight. I don't know what the thing is, but I think, you and her would be good for the sport. I think it would be good for both of you. Just again, your styles clashing. It's very interesting for a fighter, for a fan. That's what we want. We want two people that don't fuck around and they're gonna go
Right.
and get after it. And you guys have almost
Yeah.
the same exact mindset. The crazier thing
Yeah.
about her is that, like, when I met her, how like humble and how calm she was, and it was a scary. I think it was one of the scariest things because I'm like, Jesus, like this lady could rip my head off, and she's so chill, she's so nice and inviting,
Yeah.
and talking to you, I can tell like that you're a good person and you mean what you say and you're very passionate, and that's awesome, and that's I think what the fans need. It's passionate athletes. There's some of them, like I said, like Kayla Anderson, who unfortunately will just.
Kayla Harrison.
Oh wait, I can't.
Harrison. I want people to know how much she she's not she irritates me. Anyway.
So you know what the funny thing is, Kayla Anderson is actually a reporter that I talked to for like football. So maybe that's what it is. I was saying Kayla Anderson. I'm sorry, it's Kayla.
I knew who you were talking about though.
All right, but I'm glad you corrected me because people have been like, "What the like?" They probably understood
right,
too.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
we need to make sure that we get the name correct so everyone knows.
Absolutely.
Right. My bad. I did my homework on you, but didn't do on her. But what are your plans right now? As of right now, you don't have any fights. Are you training? Are you what are you doing?
I'm always training.
Perfect. I like that.
Always working on something. Mm-hmm. If it's not in the gym, it's I generate my own money. I promote for the companies that sponsor me, try to push them out as much as I can, and they support me through my career and help me financially. So I'm doing my best to get their company out there, and so I'm constantly working. So in between, if I'm not in the gym, I'm resting, or I'm on social media, or pushing out content, okay. Or trying to find another fight.
Nice. Now, so say, for some strange reason, which I don't think it's not going to happen, the Chris Cyborg fight doesn't happen. What would be your next opponent? Who do you have in mind? Because the champion always you have that target on your back, right?
Yeah. So there's Jade Wong.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yes.
What's her last name?
Wong. What? Jade
Wong. She's fighting this girl.
Gabriel
I don't know. I don't care. she's fighting this girl that she's gonna beat up, and then she's next.
Okay.
You know, that's my mind. That's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's where I want to go. I want to fight girls that they're tough.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not like a cyborg or a bigger fight or whatever, I want someone who's tough, someone who works hard, someone who has numbers behind them. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't need to fight people that have 300 followers and stuff like that. That does nothing for me.
Yeah.
I'm at the point where I'm trying to expand myself, my sponsors, my family, me, everyone around me, and someone with 300. You're not going to come into my game, off my hard work and all the years I put in, and I go in there and fight you with 300 followers, and you don't know how to market yourself, and no. And then you act entitled and all that shit. Like, I'm not doing that. I want to fight girls that are out there working, pulling up their numbers, working hard, and that deserve that shot. They deserve it. They earned it. So, or they have the numbers behind them. That's what I want.
It makes sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to, especially all the hard work and the time and effort you put in. I mean, I think and you're the champ. You deserve to call your shots as well, right? That's why you called out Cyborg. You're a champ, and you kind of that's your due. That's your due. But before I let you go, I wanted to say that watching you grow as a fighter has been amazing. As a fan, again, I've been watching you for a very long time. I know you have a good supporting cast with you, and they're proud of you. But just want to say thank you for the time that you dedicated to the sport. You are I think, in my personal opinion, I believe you are the face of women's BKFC. That's what you represent. And again, to change disciplines from going from multi to MMA to boxing to bare knuckle, I applaud you. You found your calling. You really did, and you have a craft, and you're on mute, by the way. I know you said thank you. I saw it in your mouth, but wait, let me ask you to unmute there.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened. Sorry.
No, that's fine. But I want to say, yeah, I appreciate everything you've done. Like I said, you've opened up the doors for not only fighters but female fighters as well that maybe are on the brink of not wanting to do MMA anymore and just haven't found their plug into what works for them. But I think you've done a really good job on that. So
thank you. I appreciate that, dude. It's been a long road. It's cool, but I'm at a point where I feel my most dominant, and it's my prime. Whatever you want to call it.
Well, definitely. Well, whenever that fight happens, unfortunately, this is the crazy part, and this is the where the fans kind of, it's hard being a fan because then you have, a fighter that you like Chris Cyborg, and then another fight that you like you, and then they're gonna battle, and you're like, shit, I don't even know who to go for, like I don't want neither of them to lose,
I know who, me. And I'm just kidding.
and that's one of the things it's pretty. I would say the only shitty part about being a fan, especially of your two favorite fighters,
yeah,
or fighters that you care about, and you see them, you're like, ah, shit, I got to pick one, or I won't watch the fight. That's a lie. I'm gonna watch the fight anyway. But I hope that I do hope it happens, and I hope nothing but good things in your future, and I hope you stay in the game for a long time and get to retire the way you want to. Especially, I mean, the sport's brutal, and we all know that life's rough, and sometimes it's not you go out not the way you want it, and hopefully you can go out the way you want and ride out sunset. That's
I understand. Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to say like I said, thank you so much. I appreciate everything. Drive safe, please. Don't crash. And
all right, thank you. I won't.